Hi friends, Andy Vegan. I make a new breakfast recipe that is fruit, nuts, seeds today. Basically all I need for breakfast, for a good start. It's easy digestible, fruit mainly. Nuts and seeds give more nutrition, keeps a little longer. Fat and protein, that's fruit and nuts and seeds. That keeps a little longer, is harder to digest. Takes some more time, keeps me going longer. That's good. And fruit are ready nutrition, ready fuel for the cells. The sugar in fruit will directly be burned in my cells, so it's the easiest food you can get. So fruit is perfect. And I always make little combinations, new combinations. Today I have a little bit more complexity. I have two triplets with fruit salad with seeds. I have blueberries, I have grapes. That may be the biggest parts, blueberries and grapes. And both are really super healthy. And you know, I don't have to say delicious. Yeah, who doesn't like grapes? Who doesn't like blueberries? And they are brain food and they are food for the heart. It's a very, very healthy. It's because of the colors. The blue goes into the brain directly, and the red from the grapes goes into the heart and the arteries. That makes it really super healthy. And then I have mangoes and nectarines, but I show that later. First, I make my dressing for the blueberries and the grapes. And I make a very simple vanilla cashew cream. I begin with a banana and a cashew. That's what I usually do. Oftentimes, I have 2 bananas here and cashews, half a cup. You don't need to have fully ripe bananas. That's maybe a news for some. Usually we say fruit should be ripe. That is better for the digestion because the sugar is easy to digest, and the starch, when the fruit gets ripe, it ripens, the starch turns into sugar. And the sugars then are the fuel. So that is best. But you have also great health benefits when you have the starch. So in the banana that is not so ripe, you have a starchy part in the food. There's less sugar, more starch, more complex carbohydrates. And then you have a curd-like texture. It's a little bit more fibery. It's also nice for the intestines. And so there are different health benefits in different stages of ripeness from the bananas. That was new to me, and I want to share, why not? So that is the cashew cream with lemon and date to balance each other. Yeah. Lemons, you know, half a lemon and some dates. That is a nice balance each other, makes it more delicious. And I have a teaspoon of vanilla powder here. And that's, I always say, opens the senses. The vanilla is the spice, very precious, that opens the senses, makes it more sensitive. I feel, I taste, I smell more. This wonderful, complex flavor. I love vanilla. And some water goes in there. I begin with half a cup, or a third, not too much. Blender dance. If you see these dots here, these dark little dots here, then you know there's vanilla in there. Sometimes you have only vanilla concentrate or so. It's the wrong vanilla, but the real vanilla is the real thing, really. And then you always have these little dots. Well, taste it. Perfect. I don't need more water. It will soak for a moment now. Meanwhile, I will put the main ingredients together. That's the blueberries and the grapes. show you again. Here, the blueberries, they have a wonderful flavor in these two. And I guess they're nice together because they both have a sweet and sour flavor, very different, yeah, very characteristic. The blueberry and the grapes, grapes are sweeter. Blueberry is more harsh a little bit, like a blackberry, a little bit sweeter and sour. Yeah, I can't describe, but they are different. But I feel that it could be nice together. I don't know if I tried it before. Here, yeah, look, isn't that beautiful? These colors. And they all have their different colors, and colors are one of the main nutrients. They are super healthy, and we see colors at a certain stage of evolution. We began to be able to see red. The red has not been there from the start in our eyes. Yeah, the red receptors. I saw a documentary recently about it, and when we began to see red, we could eat the fruit because they have these colors. And that makes it so great. And so when we see these colors, we can eat the fruit. And you understand already how important that is. Yeah? Because that's why we have the red colors in our eyes. It's with animals also the same. Some can, some cannot. Here is a mango, and here is a nectarine. Yeah? Mangoes and nectarines. Also, they have a different kinds of sweetness. That's what most fruit can be characterized with, I would say, the sweetness, different kinds of sweetness. Nectarines are more sweet and sour with a bitter tone in the peel, and the mango is more peppery sweetness. So all these sweetnesses are very different, and that makes it very exciting. And every single time when I make a new fruit salad with a new combination, I have to say it's exciting to try. I don't really know if it works or not. I can guess a little bit, like when I say, well, these kind of sweetness and those, they might go together nicely, they might balance each other. The texture is another question. Different textures in here. Yeah. The grapes are very watery. Yeah. The mangoes are very fibery, so that is different. So it could be a nice contrast, a nice variety. So these kind of things I can imagine, I can guess, but I have to taste it in the end to see if it's really great. Let's see. So these are my fruit here. I combine. The nuts go on top and the seeds go on the bottom of the glass. Show you in a moment. First now, a second blending to my vanilla cashew cream. Second blending is always good with nuts, seeds, and dates, dried fruit, because they soak a little bit longer, and after the first blending, the soaking is very fast. So that is second blending. It saves the soaking time, overnight for example. Wonderful. I love vanilla. It's always a feast. Party time. Here. This is my large bowl of fruit salad. It's only fruit here. It keeps me going for some time, but if I have only fruit, I have to eat sooner again because there is no fat and no protein. Now, always a little bit, but not too much. But here with the nuts, you have a lot more fat, and it keeps really longer time. The mangoes are a little exceptional because the mangoes and the nectarines, they have more fiber, keep a little bit longer, but really keeping is fat and protein. That keeps longer. So I always like to, not always, most of the time I like to add nuts and seeds or seeds to the breakfast, like in the classic muesli. They have always something like their cereals or something like in there, nuts or so, because it simply keeps you going for a longer time. But the most precious part in a breakfast, of course, the fruit. That's always the exquisite part, the fruit, the colors, the brilliant parts. So here my fruit salad is ready. I combine, it's really a nice amount of dressing, not too much. It's a good amount. The colors here are very characteristic for this fruit salad. The blue, the dark blue, and the yellow from the mango, nectarine, the red, and then the red grapes. These are these brownish, yellow brownish colors. They are a little bit warmer, calmer colors. I like that, warming colors. So what I do now is I have this nice fruit salad, and I have a nice glass to make that visible. And the bottom will be the granola, the seeds, then the fruit salad, and on top the nuts. So seeds, fruit, nuts, just to make it visible. And for the seeds, I have buckwheaties. That is my favorite seed, I have to say, for breakfast. Buckwheat is a wonderful so-called pseudo cereal. It's a grain that you can soak, then it sprouts, and when they're very short, the sprouts, just half a day or so, then I dry them back, and I have these buckwheaties, that's what they call them, and I can store them for a month in a sealed container, and I always have some granola ready all the time. I have to make some soon, some again, very soon, because my staple is up. So I fill the bottom. I have another portion to go. And how to make buckwheaties, there's another video linked under this video, you can watch it. It's not difficult, it takes some more time because you have to wait for soaking, and you have to wait for sprouting, and you have to dry it another time that takes. But it's easy in the end, it's very easy. I do it in the meantime, I do other things, of course. Here, this is the bottom. And the bottom, I make a little mold to make more, to show it more to the sides, and then I fill in my fruit salad. I already think about it, how it would taste like. I have no idea. All these fruit salads are amazing. Yeah. Because just the fruits that are in there, these wonderful ingredients are very precious. But sometimes a fruit salad that is new to me is not that perfect because there's too much sour flavor combined, too many ingredients that are kiwi and oranges, for example, they bite each other a little bit. Yeah, these kind of things can happen. So it's always in the end, as I said, I have to try. I have no idea what it tastes like. So on top now, my macadamias, here macadamia nuts, the queen of nuts, they say, from Australia. Very precious nuts. They are very heavy, very hard, not heavy. They have a higher fat content, and but I have the flavor, are savory a little bit. I love macadamias. Tastes so wonderful. And they're very hard to crack. If you get your own macadamias with the shells, you want to try to crack them. That might not be so easy. You can also fail when you try to do that. It's not easy to always to crack them open. Very hard. Tough guys, the macadamias. So that's now here. Put some in the middle, on top, just to make it a little bit visual. Just for decoration. You see macadamias on top, fruit salad in the middle, and the bottom, the buckwheaties. Of course, when I put a spoon inside, I go down to the bottom, mix a little bit, but for serving it, to serve it, to make it visual, it's a nice thing to do. Do you agree? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my videos, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day for endless vegan variety to enjoy. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.